All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, family. Thank you for taking the time out to join me today as we do our midday. And our subject that we're talking about today, the restoration of our reputation. The restoration of our reputation. We got so many things that's going on. And to understand that um, our reputation needs to be restored. So we're going to go over just a few things in our little short time that we're going to have today. When we talk about reputation, we're talking about the beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something. A widespread belief that someone or something has a particular habit or a characteristic, you know. When we're talking about the restoration, the act of returning something to a former place or condition, restoring something or someone to a satisfactory state, a good state or original state. So we're talking about the restoration of our reputation. How do people see Black people? How does that work? What do they see us as? Are we seen as a productive people that go out there and get shit done? Or do they see us as a people that you can sit back and take advantage of time after time? You look at the quote unquote culture of our people. And what is that? What is the culture of our people? How do we fix it? All right. So when we're talking about the cultural restoration complex, it's a bunch of actions which include integration and replacement of non-original elements, reconstruction, retouching, and infilling. It is aimed at facilitating the application, understanding this new culture and the utilization of it. We got to get to our cultural heritage, because so many things have been happening to just tear you down so that you can't compete in just everyday life. So they want to quickly say, well, we're going to make you a nigga. And everybody who understands that the lowest rank on the totem pole when it comes to being inside America, it falls to who? Black people here in America. We are on the lowest rung of all the people here. And this is something that we got to understand, because this is the reality. And this is the reality that we have to change. Because if we don't change this reality, we in trouble. We in more trouble than we ever have thought. And I don't care whether you on the continent, whether you are in Africa, in any of those countries, no matter whether you in Britain, no matter whether you in Australia, but when it comes to Black us, We're at the bottom of the totem pole. I was in a group the other day talking with our brothers and sisters over there in Britain, and they were talking about who is seen worse, Muslims or black people. And, there was a few sisters in there, and they were saying that, when they wear their hijab, they're seen as Muslim first, then black. And the brothers were saying, no, you're seen as black first, then Muslim. And she kept pointing, well, no, it sees me Muslim first because of what my hair covering. It doesn't matter where we are on the planet. These bastards still see us the same. The same. The Ireland cracker, he don't look at you as any better than the way his British cousin looks at you, or his American cousin looks at you, or his Australian cousin look at you. They are united in their disgust and their destruction of you. They're united. But why are you not united in the destruction of them? Why do you hold off? Why do you put aside your hatred for the enemy? But you use that hatred against your own and let your enemy go free. Why you do this? That's not smart. That's not intelligent. We have a situation where in Somalia, I believe, that another country is trying to, quote unquote, invade Somalia and take land, and these two fighting each other. So I was in the conversation with a person from Somalia, and I think the other brother was from Kenya. And they were going back and forth, and the Kenya brother was like, well, no, it's the white man that's making the government do this and do that. And the brother from Somalia was saying, no, it ain't the white man, it's you that's doing this and doing that. And they were going back and forth, and I'm sitting there watching, listening. Two of the same people getting ready to kill each other, and the cracker sitting back and smiling. Sit back laughing. Why? Because you ain't concentrating on each other, on him. You're looking at each other. And while you looking at each other, he gets the skirt away. Now, both of the brothers are right. Both of them are right. It is at the apex of it, the cracker telling the government to go and do that to the Somali people. Take their land. So he's right. But the other brother is also right by saying, but you are the ones that's following out with it. You are the ones that's actually doing what the cracker say. So I told them, both of you are right. But both of you got to understand what is required from you today. What's required from you today. And you're not going to escape it. None of us is going to escape it. There's no sideline that we can sit on the side and be comfortable and expect everything's going to be okay. One sister that I was talking to the other day said she was over in France and she was working there, and the cracker was treating her funny, racist. And the African told the sister from America, hey, look here, that racism stuff, that's for y'all over there in America. That's not here in France. We get along with them. We the same people as them. And the sister said she was so angry that this sister had the nerve to say that to her. When in reality, the French cracker is not in unity with you. The French cracker don't love you. And this is the reality of it. But see, when you want to deny yourself so much, that you want to be in love so much with the cracker, you forget the realities that's on the ground. Racism is not a figment of our imagination. Racism is not a social construct. It's real. It ain't make-believe. You suffer. I don't give a damn where you are on this planet. You suffer if you black from racism. Y'all remember that rich brother up in New York? A billionaire brother. And he protected his children. Well, his son, it was time for him to, be going to school, middle school, like that. And he said, I wanted to protect my son from racism. So I took him and put him in a boarding school upstate New York. I put him in a good school upstate New York. And one day, my son is walking, and the school he sent him to was a predominantly white school. And his son was out walking in the city, and the trailer cracker trash came driving by in their truck with their rebel flag, hollering nigga, 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 and scared the black brother so bad. He was afraid to go outside. He had to go into extreme therapy. Extreme therapy. Now, the father took him out of New York City, sent him upstate to a boarding school, an expensive school, an all-white school, to escape racism. To escape racism. But his son met it face to face with the cracker, the trailer cracker. He met it face to face. So all your money, all your wealth did not stop the trailer trash from destroying your son mentally because you wanted to put him away. You didn't want to teach him the realities on the ground. You wanted to put him away, thinking that racism would not find him. And these lowly crackers destroyed mentally your son. For years, this boy was scared to go outside. For years. Now, that don't make no damn sense. There's no such thing as putting your child away because you got money and you think rich crackers is different from the poor cracker. All of them are crackers and they don't love you. This is why these talking heads don't speak for us. They can't speak for us. They don't have even the so-called learned ones, the so-called ones with money, the so-called ones with these degrees that, get on TV and be blah, blah, and this and blah, blah, and that. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Because in their heart of heart, they want to be close to their master. They want to love their master. And because you want to love them, instead of whooping their ass, that's why you see out through the world as a low-life nigga. Because you want to love your enemy. You want to be close to your enemy. You don't want to separate from your enemy. You don't want to kill your enemy. Damn it, you don't even want to hate your enemy, but you love to hate yourself. You'll hate your black self every day. But you want to love this cracker. You want to be next to the cracker. You want to take care of their babies. You want to take care of their women. You want to take care of their children. See how sick you are? That's a sickness. That's a sickness. So we're going to look at a few clips because
dozens of punches.
I want us to understand, no matter where we are on this goddamn planet, this cracker has the same thought about us. They don't like us. And they're never going to like us. And we should stop trying to be liked by them. We shouldn't want their love. Now, some of you think police brutality is just in America. It's not in England. It's not in France. It's not in Russia. It's not in Australia. It's not in Denmark. It's not in Sweden. That you really think that outside of America, that this cracker is so much better. But they ain't. They are the same low-down, nasty, bug-infested beast that their American brother and sister are. They the same. They make this big to-do about Hitler and tell you, oh, no, Hitler was an anomaly. No, he wasn't. He wasn't no anomaly. Hitler is who he is. Just like the rest of them crackers. They all the same. Do you know and understand that here in America, not too far after slavery was over, in North Carolina, the crackers was thinking, we need to put these niggas in ovens. We need to put these niggas in ovens. Because at that time, they was forced sterilizing you. They was forced sterilizing you. For what? Because they love you? Because they like you? They're forced sterilizing you to kill you so you don't have no babies. Because they want you done. You better understand, they have not changed. Joe Biden ain't no goddamn better than Hitler. He just does it in a different way. He ain't no better. Let's look at this video from France. From France. And their nice little French talking language. And some of our people think, oh, they so good and nice and clean and shit. The nasty cracker is always the nasty cracker because it is in their nature. They're not like us. And this you got to understand. But let's look at these beasts. Let's look.
Dozens of punches, kicks, and baton beatings. For over 5 minutes, 3 French police officers assault a black music producer in his own studio. The victim had stepped outside without a mask and returned to his studio to obtain one when he saw the police. But the officers followed him inside and, according to the victim, repeatedly shouted racial slurs while beating him. Michel has now filed a complaint with the police watchdog.
I know they're going to do their job, and that's all I want, for them to do their job. I was assaulted because they had authority. I didn't do anything. I didn't punch anyone. I didn't do anything.
Michel, who never appears to resist arrest, struggles with the police for nearly 20 minutes in total. Though he was originally arrested for violence against public servants, after the video and photos of his injuries emerged, the charges were dropped and replaced by an investigation into the officers. The French...
So they beat him up for 20 minutes inside the house and outside. And they, as they were whooping him, they was calling him a nigger at the same time. But you say, there ain't no racism in France. Ain't no racism in London. Ain't no racism in Australia. That's just what these American whites do. No, no, no. All of them are united in their hatred to you, to me, to us. That's your natural enemy. You can't afford to show them love. You can't afford to give them a break. You can't afford it. And you got to understand that very quickly, that it's something that you can't afford to do. All over the globe, these crackers hate you. They hate me. They hate us. They hate us. And they're not afraid to show you and tell you, nigga, I hate you. They're not afraid. But what you say, oh, I don't want to hate nobody. Oh, Brother Muhammad, you shouldn't talk like that. Because it makes us mad at them. And we shouldn't be mad at them. I mean, this is what people actually tell me. Black people tell me. That they don't want to be mad at them. And I shouldn't teach it the way I teach it. Nigga, please. These demons strategize and are in agreement with your destruction, your death. They're in agreement with it. And if you don't wake up and realize that not just only your life, but your child's life, your unborn children's lives are at stake. And it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to defend your life, to defend your children's lives. It's your responsibility. And it's my responsibility to teach you about it. It's my responsibility to help plan a way so you can be successful in being able to destroy your enemy. See, we just got to deal with what the truth is and accept it. They not going to change. Accept it. They will be friendly towards you. It's just a trick. It's just a trick. They don't like you. And I know in your mind, you can't comprehend that all white people are the same. But you can trust and believe they're united in their destruction of you. They're united in their destruction of you. And this is the reality. And it ain't going to change just because you don't like it. But you offer them love, and they will kill you. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Do y'all remember where the sister, a grown woman, down there, I think it was in Georgia, went to the sleepover. Went to the sleepover with all her white friends, and she the only one that come up dead. And the white friends like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Nobody don't know how she was killed. How she pop up dead. I don't know what happened. I don't know. So I don't know. Don't believe the hype. They know. They always know. But see, this is a grown woman that decided to do the sleepover at the cracker's house. You send your children to the cracker house, have a sleepover. You done lost your mind. You've lost your mind. Now, let's look at this video. Let's take a look at this. This is here in America, in Colorado. And we're talking about the restoration of our reputation. Because there's a thing now, that it ain't now, but it's been out there, that black people will let you fuck them up and ain't gonna do shit about it. They have museums in America in almost every major city that you can go to and see what white folks done to black folks. You can see them whooping us. You can see them hanging us. You can see them killing us. You can see us walking around with no shoes on, picking cotton, doing this, doing that. See, you think that these museums is a show of, you know, this is what our ancestors did, and you know, this trying to learn. But these motherfucking museums, they are victories for the cracker. They remind you, look at what I did to these motherfuckers, and look how long I did it to them. And I'm still breathing. I'm still living. And they outnumbered us. Look how long I whooped their ass. And I'm still living. You damn right I'm a badass cracker. That's what these motherfuckers, that's what these museums do. It's a showcase of their victories. You better listen to me. I said it's a showcase of their victories. Notice you don't see no goddamn museum where we're showing us killing them. You don't see that in no goddamn museum. You don't see Nat Turner in no damn museum. Why? Because that's a black victory. And they never, ever want you to see black people whooping their cracker ass. They never want you to see that. They always want you to see them whooping your ass. So when you run into their children, you submit on sight because you remember what they did to our ancestors. That's what they desire from you. That's what they desire from me. They want us to submit on sight off of memory of what these fuckers did. So the reputation is, you can do any damn thing you want to these niggas, and they ain't gonna do shit but go along with it. They'll go along with it. And some of them, they'll come out and help you oppress their own. We're talking about the restoration of our reputation. The restoration of our reputation. That you sit there and you allow somebody to whoop your ass and you don't swing back. You don't fight back. You accept it. You accept the unacceptable. Why? Because you're afraid. Because this cracker has punked you. It's easy. Look at this. It's very easy to beat up a person who ain't fighting back. I mean, goddamn. Anybody can win a fight if your opponent ain't swinging back. So they're riding on a history. And they're not riding on the real history. They're not riding on the full history. They're riding on a partial history. But you know, I know. You were taught, I was taught. If somebody hit you, you do what? What are you supposed to do if somebody hits you? Didn't your mama tell you? Hit them back. Ain't that what you was told? To hit them back? What did our God tell us? What did our God tell us? If they take your eye, take their eye. If they kill yours, you kill theirs. What does that mean? It means you strike back. It don't mean you turn the other cheek and run. It don't mean you lay there. It don't mean you ball up and cry. It means you fight with those who fight with you. We got to understand this. Because the enemy wants you to be docile, wants you to be complacent, wants you to be cooperating and getting your ass whooped by not swinging back. Now, we're going to check this video out. And I want you to listen. I want you to listen to what the brother is saying as he's getting his ass whooped. Now, granted, he getting whooped by the police. And the police do got the gun to his head. He do. That's part of it you're going to see. The police pistol whipped this brother. But the whole time he's getting his ass whooped, he ain't swing not one punch. And that's a problem. We all remember our brother Ahmaud Arbery. Did he die without swinging? No, he fought for his life. He fought for his life. He said, if you're going to take it, I'm going to give your ass some licks. You got to fight. Let's check the video out.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Agent Matthew Longshore, Longshore, a public information officer for the Aurora Police Department.
Got a trespass call for service. Officers arrived. They were three gentlemen, and you'll see them in the video. They're three gentlemen sitting in front of their bicycles, sitting down, being cooperative. The officers are, right before this starts, they've ran their names through CCIC, NCIC to see if they have a warrant for their arrest. All three individuals, including Mr. Vinson, had a warrant for their arrest. The video is going to pick up right as female officer Francine Martinez is telling one individual that he's under arrest and asks him to stand up. She's going to go hands-on with him, and then at that point, you're going to see the two of the suspects flee. There was no use of force and no hands-on prior to what we're showing you. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and show the video.
Get out.
Oh, what the hell did I do, dude?
Roll over on your face. Roll over on your stomach.
What did I do?
Over on your stomach.
What did I do, bro?
Over on your stomach now.
Okay.
Roll over on your stomach.
Hey, bro, don't shoot me, man.
Get on your
What
stomach.
did I do?
Roll onto your stomach.
Am I gonna go?
On your stomach.
I didn't do anything.
What the hell? Put your hands out in front of you.
Okay.
Put your hands out in front of you.
What the fuck, dude?
Hands all the way out.
I can't breathe, dude.
Hands all the way out in front of you.
Okay.
Straight out in front of you.
Okay.
You have a gun pointed
No, I
straight at your
don't. I
head.
don't have a gun. Why am I going in cuffs?
Stop!
Why am I going in cuffs?
You have a warrant.
No, I don't. I don't have a
Stop
gun.
fighting.
Bro, I don't have no warrant. You guys have the wrong guy. I don't have a warrant, bro. I
Stop
don't have a
fighting.
warrant. I don't.
Stop fighting.
Help! 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 I don't have a warrant, bro. Bro, I don't have no fucking warrant, bro.
Get on your face.
Bro, I don't.
Get on your face.
I don't have a warrant, dude.
Get on your face.
Okay.
Get on your face now.
Okay, bro.
On your face.
Okay, bro. Okay.
Get on your
You're
face.
killing me.
On your face.
You're killing me, bro.
On your face.
Killing me.
Get on your face.
You're,
Roll over on your face.
you're killing me. You're
Get on your
killing me.
face.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Get on your face.
I don't have a warrant, bro.
On your face.
I don't have a warrant.
Get over on your face.
Okay, dude. I just did
On your face.
it all.
On your
I
face.
don't have a warrant, bro.
Get on your
I
face.
don't have a warrant. I don't have no warrant.
Get
No.
Get on your face.
No. I can't go to jail for something I didn't do.
Turn over.
No.
You move, I will shoot you. You move, I will shoot.
Now you see, this cracker is choking the poor brother, and the poor brother is hollering out, "You're killing me. You're killing me." You gotta fight. Even if the odds is against it, you gotta fight. And this is a grown man. Listen to his language. I didn't do nothing, bro. I ain't do nothing, bro. I ain't do nothing, bro. That ain't your brother. One cop, when another person they were beating up, kept saying, "Oh, stop hitting me, bro. Stop hitting me." And he said, "I'm not your fucking brother. I'm not your fucking brother. I'm not your fucking brother," as he was beating him. See, you got to understand the hatred that exists. That ain't your brother. That's your enemy. And you fight your enemy until your enemy is no longer. You fight your enemy till your enemy is no longer. You better understand this, because this is real. You are in a life and death battle. See, there's a thing called learned helplessness. Learned helplessness. And Black people who are not awoke, you suffer from this. You suffer from this. And I say you suffer from this because your mind says when you in trouble, when you need to get something done, it don't tell you, let me do it myself. It tells you, let me go run to the cracker. Let me go talk with the cracker. Now, I've been in several meetings with our brothers and sisters from ADOS. We're dealing in reparations. And they're telling me, you know, what they're going to do and what they want to do. And I tell them, well, I'm with you for reparations. But you got to remember, you're telling me, you're giving me a moral argument about why the federal government owes us reparations. You're giving me a moral argument. Now, for me, I understand it and I can accept it. But you're going to give your moral argument to a moralist cracker on Capitol Hill. Now, when you got a moral argument and you're taking it to a person who has no morals, what do you think gonna happen? Do we really think that the cracker gonna say, damn, you right, I did wrong to you niggas, and you want $20 trillion? I'm gonna give you niggas $20 trillion. How about that? Do you really expect this cracker to tell you that? What is your response when they tell you, nigga, get the fuck out my face? I ain't giving you shit. What you gonna do then? See, because our Pan-African family took the reparations. There was a conference in Durban and several other different conferences, and they put the reparations demand on the table, not just for America, but for all Black people, wherever we are. And from what I understand, they said, get the fuck out of my face. I ain't giving you nothing. Now, from what I understand, the Caribbean, they were strong in their representation. But they still was told, nigga, kick rocks, I ain't giving you nothing. Now, Kofi Annan, he didn't do right. And a few others, I don't have my notes with me, but a few others didn't do right. And when you're dealing with a subject as deep as reparations, and you don't have no power to force them to do right, because a moral argument don't work with this cracker, because he's not moral. The federal government, Joe Biden is not a moral individual. The goddamn the U.S. Senate is not a moral body chamber with moral individuals. The damn U.S. House of Representatives are not packed with moral individuals. But you're going to give them a moral argument It's going to take more than a moral argument. You got to replace these immoral bastards with people who understand the time and what must be done. That's why we're creating our own political party, Black First. Because they're moral individuals who know what their job is when they get into office. So you ain't got to ask for reparations because we taking it. We're going to take it. But I want to talk about this learned helplessness. Because this is what a lot of our people who are not awoken to the time and what must be done suffer from. Learned helplessness. Let's check this video clip out.
Biggest fear for an adolescent is written all the way throughout this text. The biggest fear of an adolescent, Jesse,
Not fitting in.
is not fitting in. You talked about acceptance. Now, to understand how this happens and how this looks and what this feels like, I'm going to have to do an activity. This is an on-your-own activity, and just this is not to tax you. These are easy things. This is just to kind of get you feeling what we're going to go over. So everybody, if you would take out a short piece of paper. I'm going to pass out these papers, and just keep them face down. And if you would, no one write on these, write on your own papers. Keep them face down. Yeah. Everybody have one? If you would, just do them one at a time, and I will tell you when to do them. Everybody turn it over. Just do your own work. And this isn't meant to be hard. These are anagrams. Just do the first one only. Go ahead and solve it. An anagram is rearrange the letters to form a word. Just one. Just rearrange those letters to form a word. When you're done, I need to see your hand raised. Okay, keep going. We'll wait. Keep your hands up, please. Just do number one. Don't go on. Don't go on. This isn't meant to be difficult. Okay, put your hands down. Let's just go to number two. Don't even worry about number one. Go to number two. Solve that one. Again, when you're done, I want to see your hands up. Everybody's hands down. We're going to go ahead and do number three. For number three, rearrange the letters, and as soon as you do, go ahead and put your hand up. Here's what you need to know. You were both given two different lists. This side of the room was given these three words. And left side of the room, here you go. They were given bat. What would the word be? The second one, they were given lemon. Brian, the word? Melon. They were easy. The trick here was both of you were given the third word, which was the same. The third word was cinerama, which was American. Your first two words on this side of my classroom were not solvable. They were impossible tasks. I'm sorry. I know, but here's what we did this for. I was able to induce something called learned helplessness in the left side of the room very easily within about 5 minutes. I want you to think about what happened to you, this left side of the room, when you saw the right side of the room raising their hands because they already had the task done. What happened to you during that time? Jory?
I felt stupid.
You felt stupid? Okay.
I felt rushed.
Felt rushed? Joelle?
I was even more confused.
You're even more confused because they all got it and you were still struggling. Chelsea?
Frustrated.
Frustrated. What happened by the time you got to the third word? Because I'm here to tell you, this side of the room is not significantly more intelligent than this side of the room. That was a random assignment. So what happened to show the differences? Why did you have more of a difficult time with the third word, which was the exact same word? Brian?
My confidence was shot.
What you experienced was a term called learned helplessness. How many have heard of the term before? Let me see your hands. Learned helplessness is often used in the academic literature to mean what? Jory?
Basically, they fail once or can't do something one time, and then they apply that to everything in the future, so all the future applications become skewed by that.
And here's the thing, and this is what I want everybody to understand. It's usually only used in the academic research. You'll see it in ed psych books. You'll see it in school textbooks when they talk about learning. But I'm going to challenge us to think about how learned helplessness can actually apply to the social scene. Can someone?
So here you are with learned helplessness. And see, the cracker, you got to remember, right? The cracker knows they're only here for a limited amount of time. So they got to use every trick in the book to do what? Extend their time, to extend them on the throne. I'll put it like that, to extend their time in power. And they gotta protect their children so their children can reign. So they induce on our people learn helplessness. They did a study with a dog, and they would shock the dog, and the dog would think that there's nowhere for me to go. So over a period of time, they shocked the dog and it wouldn't move. So they put the dog in a little box where the box was divided, but he could jump over to the other side to escape the shock. And they put another dog in the box with him that was never shocked. Never. So when they put both of the dogs in the box and then they shocked the dog, both of them, the dog that was never shocked before jumped over to the other side of the box. And the dog that's used to getting shocked didn't jump over to the other side. Why? Because the dog learned it's nothing that I could do except stay here and get this shock. So he would cry and whine while the other dog jumped over to the other side to escape the shock. The other dog understood. I gotta get away from the shock. So he jumps to the other side. But us, we've been through a process and learned helplessness. You go through slavery and you learn that the cracker got to give you favor whether you can come or go. You learned that they controlled everything about your being. So if you wanted something done, you had to get permission from the cracker. Learned helplessness. This is why I say in this reparations movement, you taking a moral argument and you go into the cracker and saying, see, boss, here's why you should do right by me. This is why you should give me reparations. And when he look at it and say, nigga, get the fuck out of my face, and he may not even look at it. It's not in your mind that the answer is that you got to take what you want, that you got to build, you got to run for office, you got to win, you got to get in there and change the conditions for your people. It ain't in your minds. that this is even possible. Because you're suffering from learned helplessness. You're suffering from learned helplessness. You know, we were down in Marks, Mississippi, presenting something to the city government. And I was speaking, and wife started speaking, and she did real good. And so I was asking her when we were leaving, how do you think it went? And she said, you know, when you were talking, you were giving your part. Hold on one second, family. I got to run to the door. Huh? And so, understanding when we were there, and she says, well, when you started, everybody just stopped doing what they were doing 2:45 to come see you. Okay. Oh, you already got it back? Oh, yeah. That's why I dropped the mic. And they came out to hear what you were saying. She said everything stopped. People was coming from everywhere. Everything stopped. And all ears were on you and what you were saying. Our people are ready for this word. Our people are ready to wake up. Are you ready to bring them the Black First message? Because we have to destroy in them this learned helplessness. Because who does it benefit? It benefits their children. It benefits their children. And we got to stop this. We got to stop this. So, family, our time is up. I thank you for stopping through to listen to our midday message. And we'll be getting back to getting in our message, getting the message out. Was, you know, your brother was sick with COVID and she was sick with COVID at the same time. And that was just a hilarious thing. But, you know, we're back at it now. We're back in the groove. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you all have joined us so that we can push out this message and keep on, like, share, spread the word that this is the channel that we're operating on, because, you know, our other channels was terminated. So now we're operating off of this channel. But as we always say, you kill the nigga in you, I'm going to kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black First. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. And remember, the restoration of our reputation. We got to whoop some ass. Assalamu alaikum.